get incredibly uncomfortable talking about things that I know literally nothing about. And clearly, this guy doesn't know anything about it, right? Because, like, it wasn't just about, like, just someone saying words over and over again. Is that it would literally, like, send off your host message all over again, which was incredibly disruptive if you were playing music or if you were in the middle of speaking and now you have this sound effect going off on a regular basis. So then at that point, then you have to turn that thing off. So it's like, okay, good, I'll turn that off. Then the next thing they do is they start rating regularly. Now, rating is part of the community, and it's one of the things that like makes you sort of like interact with other streamers and kind of support other streamers and things like that. And so it's important to acknowledge that some of the motivation behind rating is that when you rate another person, one, your viewers are exposed to them, and hopefully they're a good enough person that your viewers would want to interact with them when you're not live or while you're live or whatever, depending on which of you are doing the kind of content that they want, that they enjoy. Secondly, it's also a way for them to acknowledge you and for you to show that you're supporting them and all of that thing for the individuals, for the streamers, and the content creator community. So once you have to turn those things off, then you're not aware necessarily of all the streams because you've removed the alerts, or else you're going to be constantly spammed with the N word, right? So it's not just that it's, oh man, it's something that you just have to deal with. It's that it literally is disruptive to the content creation. Imagine I'm in the middle of an actual conversation dealing with someone with some serious topics, like some actual ridiculous person coming up with some nonsensical allegations about what content creator on this platform, trying to say that this person was a sexual harasser while fabricating stories and having backstories, and I'm trying to explain to people the details of that before they jump off the conclusion and continue to try to take away this person's platform and ruin his livelihood. And while I'm doing that, I'm getting all sorts of people that are like spamming the N-word and things in my chat and disrupting me from actually speaking, in a pretty serious situation where serious allegations are made and people are literally considering removing a person's platform. That actually happens to me, right? So it's not about the hate. I don't care about people say hate. I think I was in the fighting game community and I played Marvel. Marvel 2. There's no way I'm concerned about the words of some random individuals, but it is disruptive. Furthermore, not everybody's gonna be like me. Not everyone has like the fortitude to be able to handle the like everyone like saying incredibly hateful things to them. Some people are particularly sensitive, and I don't think we should be demonizing people for being somewhat sensitive. Are you gonna need rougher skin on the internet? Obviously, but to just completely dismiss it, like, no, it's not a big deal. You guys just you got to grow with it and just deal. I think that's dismissive what this issue actually was. It was largely harmful to a bunch of creators. It would scare some people away. There were people that didn't understand the history of these hate raids and felt like they wanted to not be on the platform anymore because it felt like it was too disruptive. So they just wanted to go over to YouTube where that type of hate raid wasn't the same thing, where it wasn't occurring. This could discourage people from being on the platform. It was disruptive. There were some people who decided to just take a break from streaming because it was incredibly disruptive to their platform. People who weren't particularly savvy. And then if you're trying to have a stream where it's like positive, I've seen people get banned over hate raids. Someone literally like continue to follow someone and keep putting homophobic slurs on their content, and it's like, man, they weren't aware of it. Like the bot read something homophobic because it was just on their platform, like through a donation, and they lost their platform for it. There are dangers and harms with this. I want to know why you'd be so dismissive. I don't get that.
But for the moment in time, what are you gonna do? Stop streaming because hashtag a day off Twitch worked wonders. You all made that generic statement for the length of a piss and then went right back to streaming. So either it was so toxic you can't stream anymore, or it was BS just so that you could get a hashtag going.
So this thing
Not necessarily. It could just be to raise awareness about something. I disagree with the hashtag that they did, and I disagreed with the stop streaming. Fortunately, I didn't know about it until like someone asked me at like 80 when I was 80% done with my stream why I wasn't taking part in it. I wasn't aware. I didn't know anything about it, but it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like Twitch was responding. You see, they've sued the people. They've always responded to these things in the past. It just needed to be patched out because people found a way around this hate mob nonsense. Then so they were doing it again. Like I don't know. I just felt like when someone is appropriately responding, the idea that you would chastise them or try to punish their platform just seems completely ridiculous to me.